friends, so I have finally decided to sit down and film this video. I know I've been telling people for a while that I'm gonna send like an email or something about the December 21st and what's happening astrologically, and I kind of delayed it, and I don't know why. I thought I really want to send something or film something and share it with my friends, people that are close to me, so they can really take advantage of the energies that are going to be surrounding us on the 21st of December, which is tomorrow. So today is Sunday, December 20th, 2020, that I'm filming this, and I realized actually that I hadn't filmed anything or I hadn't sent an email because the universe had more information to give me, and my astrology teacher had stopped my lessons for a while. She couldn't teach, and then just a few days ago she messaged me and she said, hey, why don't we do a lesson? You know, I'm back to teaching, and I wanted to consult with her on this. And then yesterday I was going to film this video, actually yesterday, which was the 19th, and then, you know, it kind of got late. I was doing other things, and still I didn't feel drawn to filming it. For some reason I was still delaying it, and even though I really wanted to do it. And then I was on Instagram actually reading some posts about what's happening tomorrow, which is called the Great Conjunction in astrology. There's going to be some really big planetary shifts, and a lot is going to be changing in terms of how the planets are, how they're interacting with each other. And yeah, there's going to be a huge shift. And I realized that two astrologers on Instagram were planning to do a live at 7 p.m. yesterday, 1 hour live all about this great conjunction. And you know, they were accepting questions and letting people really ask about this event. So I thought it was a great opportunity for me to find out even more. So when I actually make this video, even though originally it was going to be an email, but I thought it's easier if I make it as a video and really discuss and share what I've learned, and from my perspective how things are going to start changing in the world, how we can use the energies of these planets on the 21st tomorrow to benefit us, how we can use them for our own advantage. So yeah, I watched the live. It was really informative. I made so many notes. Yeah, I made loads of notes, and now I feel really ready to share with you what I've learned. And you know, if you find time to watch this today, it will be for your benefit. And what I'm gonna do, I have some information saved here. I'm going to read some stuff that's coming from, you know, astrologers who have really been studying this great conjunction that's going to be happening on the 21st. They've been studying it for a while, and what it's going to mean for humanity as a whole, what it can mean for us as individuals, what we can learn and take from it. So basically, December 21st, the great conjunction, what this means is that Saturn and Jupiter are going to be in conjunction with each other, the closest they have been to each other in 800 years, and they are going to be in the sign of Aquarius. So if you have been hearing, or me especially, talking about the age of Aquarius, it's all happening at once. So it's not just one event. There's a lot of shifts and planetary movements and conjunctions, planets coming close together, and just these astrological events that haven't happened in many years, and it's all happening on December 21st, the same day. And it also happens to be the winter solstice, something really great that we haven't experienced as humans in our lifetime, and that we will not experience again in our lifetime. So you know, this conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter is not going to happen again for another 800 years. And the age of Aquarius is, we spend about 2100 years, depending on, you know, different astrologers, different sources say different things. It depends how they look at the movements of the planets and how they move through the signs. But if we say approximately 2000 years, we have been in the sign of Pisces, and now this big shift is happening. It's already been happening. We have moved into the age of Aquarius, or we are moving into the age of Aquarius. So if you imagine, you know, it takes 2,000 years for our Earth to shift into a zodiac sign, 12 zodiac signs. So for 2,000 years we have been in this sign of Pisces. And so really, if I get into this first, the age of Aquarius, what does this mean? What do we mean when we say age of Aquarius? What is the difference between moving from the sign of Pisces into the sign of Aquarius for the Earth, for humanity? So the age of Pisces was all about believing. The key phrase was I believe. And now when we move into Aquarius, the key is saying I know. So instead of I believe, we move into I know. So through the age of Pisces, the themes we would have seen a lot would have been religion. It was all about religion the last 2,000 years. If you think about how much humanity have focused on religion, religion was, you know, kind of the source of life for many people. They would see religion as their driving force. Everything kind of revolved around religion. Their belief, I believe, was the number one thing in life. God first, God first. We heard that so many times. And people idolizing a guru, a god, idolizing someone that is above them, rather than believing maybe in themselves or believing in the universe. There was a lot of, you know, idols, and that also came in the form of celebrities. It's an illusion of someone being famous, someone being a celebrity, an illusion of them being higher than us, of them being someone to look up to and believe in. So we idolized gods, we idolized celebrities, and that's really been the theme for the last 2,000 years. We kind of revolved around that. You know, you would have the people below, and then you would have the people above, and the people above would be our idols that we really believed in. So in the age of Pisces, it's a very emotional sign, an intimate sign, artistic sign, and a sign that really looks for something to believe in. That's really what's been driving us and the world. And if you think about how many wars that has caused, religious beliefs, people believing in something higher and then fighting the non-believers especially, and that kind of was a value for people, that, you know, if you don't believe in anything, you're not as good of a human. Of course not for everyone, but I mean generalizing. Belief was a huge thing, and it was a driving force for humanity. So now we enter into knowing. I know. This means knowing from the heart the truths of the world, the truths of the universe, what makes sense. And it's really understanding that in the world there are 8 billion spiritual paths. Each person has their own spiritual path that is personal to them, and only they know what they truly feels right for them, what they believe in, and, you know, what really drives them to become a better person. So we step into the age of knowing, the age of Aquarius. And if you look at the sign of Aquarius, for example, in tarot card, or in general if you Google Aquarius, you will see a woman pouring forth water. So what that means, that each person as an individual, we pour our knowledge, our wisdom into the universe for the benefit of mankind, of our humanity. So we are sharing our knowledge, we are sharing our, you know, talents, our creativity, and we are really, as individuals, contributing, you know, to society, and all for the good of humanity. To sum up, I have written some kind of main qualities of Pisces and Aquarius in comparison. So Pisces was all about devotion, giving away your power to idols, you know, idolizing, like I said, movie stars, gurus, religious leaders, gods. You know, humans really felt that deep need to idolize something, to follow something, to look outside of themselves. It was a lot about addictions, delusions. Pisces is a very artistic sign, so we saw so much movement in the arts, architecture. If you think about, you know, the Greek times and such beautiful architecture, so many things revolving around arts. Now, when we step into the age of Aquarius, so also that's why there were so many wars. It would be explained that the age of Pisces, a lot of people were not able to tolerate the non-believers, or they were not able to tolerate people who have different beliefs than them, because they hold that belief so strongly in their heart that for them it doesn't make sense in their head. How can you not believe this? You know, you need to believe this. This is for the good. This belief is good. You need to have this belief. And it caused a lot of chaos in the world between the believers and the non-believers, or if you have a different belief to someone else and that clashes. So moving on to Aquarius. So Aquarius is a sign, it's all about networking, actually technology. And I know a lot of people fear technology, that the robots are going to take over. We rely on technology too much. But actually, we are going to use technology for the benefit of mankind. We will find a way to use it that is going to benefit us. And global concerns, networking, the internet. So the age of Aquarius, it's also argued, are we already in the age of Aquarius? Or is it still coming? When did the age of Aquarius begin? A lot of people say it started in the 60s with the hippie movement. You know, there were massive changes, and then after that the internet was created, the World Wide Web, which is, you know, also would relate to Aquarius, because Aquarius is all about networking and communications. So it is likely that we have been moving into, well, we have been moving into the age of Aquarius, and people now do kind of share, a lot of astrologers do share the same idea that the 21st is really going to be the marking point of truly stepping into the age of Aquarius, when things will really start changing. The conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter will be in the sign of Aquarius, so that's going to even more kind of kickstart the change. So Aquarius believes that the guru is within us, it's not outside of us. And we learn from within. We have this deep knowing that we need to acknowledge and connect to. So it's going to be much easier for people to believe in themselves, to listen to their inner being. And because we are all born as intuitive beings, and sadly that is taken away from us as we grow because of the influences of society, what teachers tell us, you know, what other grown-ups tell us, and we're often told we're wrong, or, you know, magic doesn't exist, don't believe in magic. You know, we're told that the world is harsh and scary, and to be afraid, and kind of emotional worries of Pisces. But now, age of Aquarius, we can be much more aware and really feel that inner knowing coming from our heart and from the source, which is the universe. And there's not going to be as much idols and gurus, that will be much less common as time goes on. Of course, this is a 2,000-year period, so things are going to take a while to change. It's not going to be, you know, 21st of December and all of a sudden the world is different. No, it's going to be a slow change, but this is the marking point of this change really setting in, and people awakening more and more to their own true inner power, awakening to knowing, and really acting for the benefit of mankind, rather than acting out of selfishness, out of emotions. You know, rather than having an emotional reaction, we will be able to think more logically. So Aquarius is more mental, Pisces was more emotional. And not to say that, you know, people will be more cold, that's not the idea at all. Actually, Aquarius is all about humanitarian acts and community. So a few more notes about Aquarius before I move on. Insights, revelations, worldwide communication, like I said, computers, global travel, intentional community group efforts. All about us breaking down the old systems built during the Pisces age. So it's going to be about really becoming stronger as communities and slowly getting to equality, you know, equality of the races, equality of men and women, equality of the classes, rather than us having, you know, these people are better than these people. Another crazy thing is that Saturn is quite a dark planet. Saturn represents the color black. It represents the earth, the ground, so not the beautiful nature and the flowers, not earth in that way, but the ground, the dirt. Saturn is a very strict planet that teaches you, you know, dark, horrible lessons in order for you to grow. And this great conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter means that Saturn, who is the taskmaster, moving being in conjunction with Jupiter, it's going to bring great changes in the government, how people are ruled. Saturn rules slavery as well. So if we look at it this way, we've kind of been living in modern slavery. Now, I'm not going to compare that to actual slavery, of course. You can't compare those two things, but you can interpret Saturn as having the government, you know, higher, the government who are much, much higher than us, the average person. They rule us as people. They tell us what to do. We follow. We are made to fear and follow the government. And all of that will slowly start changing, because we will start living for the benefit of community, supporting small businesses. And we have seen this change already start happening over the last few years, especially over the last 1 year. How many times have you heard support small businesses, support small businesses? That has been such a key phrase over the last couple of years, the last few months especially. So that's what we're moving towards. You know, if we support small businesses rather than the large corporations who are run by billionaires who most of the time evade tax, you know, we're really doing this to ourselves. You know, I know it's really, really difficult, but each and every single person has to make the change. You know, you are the change. You have to be the one who acts with awareness, and it's going to be much easier now, because Aquarius will give us that energy of knowing the right thing to do, knowing the truth, knowing the way forward. You know, how do I act for the benefit of mankind? We will kind of just know. It's not going to be such a massive effort. It's going to be a knowing within us. The thing is, we have to tune into that meditation, having rituals, or a morning ritual or an evening ritual where you spend some time, whether it's meditation in silence or journaling, writing, and just really connecting to your inner being and what is your being trying to tell you. What messages are you getting from the universe through you? Because you are like a vessel. You are a vessel for the energy of the universe to run through you and create. You know, we are all creation that pass on that creation to the universe, which is really amazing if you think about it. And the age of Aquarius is really going to make it much easier for all of us to really know the path to take, for us to really experience this togetherness as community, make a massive change. And like I said, the change is not going to be a quick one, but we'll really start seeing things, many differences, especially over the next 18 months, because of some other planetary movements and shifts. The next 18 months are going to be interesting. Unfortunately, it's not going to be all great and amazing from tomorrow, and there are going to be many more hardships over the next 18 months for us. But really, this is a test. So especially the year 2020 has been a massive test to all of us. It's been a test to see if we are ready to move into the age of Aquarius, if we are ready for this great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. So many horrible things have happened in the world, and they have happened in order to test us. How strong are we as communities? How strong are we in the ability to support each other rather than run and hide in fear, isolate and be afraid of other people? And coronavirus has taught us so much. Even though it has isolated us from each other, it has opened up our eyes, the importance of family and friends, and how we really need to stick together, you know? I think it's been a massive lesson to everyone, and this is really happening to prepare us, to help us to come closer together. And the really interesting thing about masks, I was talking to my friend about this, talking about this with people really helps you to understand more as well, because you pass on ideas to each other, and then you're like, oh, that's why this has been happening, you know, it all makes sense. It's been preparing us for this thing happened because this needed to happen. So with the masks, the age of Pisces being a very intimate, emotional sign, Pisces likes closeness. It likes intimacy, to be close to people, to exchange energies. And we weren't really aware over the last 2,000 years. It was very difficult to be aware how energy exchange works in comparison with physical exchange or physical energy touching. You really feel that. But deeper than that, there is an energetic exchange, because we are all energetic beings. We all emit energy as humans. The masks and the Pisces, moving on from Pisces into Aquarius, the masks were like a lesson for us to really think about who we share our energy with. Who do we pass on our energy to, and whose energy are we absorbing? Others' energy rubs off on you, because sometimes you might go out into the world, go shopping or whatever, and you'll come home and you will feel so drained, and you think, oh, all that traffic, all those people, and you just feel drained even though you didn't even speak to anyone. That is just the energy of other people rubbing off on you. You know, a lot of people do have bad energy, and it's not their fault. They're just not aware yet. They're not connected to the knowing, which, like I said, will be much easier now as we step into the age of Aquarius. And I mean, it all sounds crazy, but if you think about it, it truly makes sense. So the masks were kind of a lesson for us to not exchange energy with just anyone and everyone. And during the age of Pisces, you would see throughout the years, it was really, really normal for a long time for people to just meet and get married immediately. You know, in hundreds of years ago, not even hundreds of years ago, 100, 200 years ago, arrange marriages and say, this person will be right for you, why don't you get married? And based on just social status, get married to someone without even knowing them, without even knowing their intentions, their energies. And that was so common because Age of Pisces wants that intimacy, that emotion. It's believing rather than knowing. You're not thinking as deeply, you know, about these type of energies. So those masks were like, hey, stay away from me, you know, social distancing masks. It's preparing us for the age of Aquarius, for being aware of our energy and who we share it with. You know, there's obviously a reason for the masks concerning the virus, but there's a metaphorical reason for that as well, because nothing in the universe is a coincidence. That was kind of the hidden lesson of the masks. It doesn't say stay away from people. It's more about really feeling, do I need to be around this many people and give my energy away and absorb other people's energy? Like, it's been almost a year that the masks have been enforced, that even when this is gone, I don't know how many more months we'll have to be, you know, told to wear them, but when the masks are gone, people will have already been trained, or they will be used to not being close to people, keeping their distance, being aware of the energy exchange between yourself and other people that you don't even know. We can't assume that everyone has good intentions. Of course, it's easier to live believing that, but really the Age of Pisces was not really aware of that. It just wanted closeness, it wanted intimacy. We weren't thinking of what energy is this person emitting. No, we're just, you know, out in the world amongst thousands of people, squashed in shops. And Age of Aquarius is really going to be about sustainable communities. Again, keyword sustainability. How many times have we heard that over the last few years? And this is because we are moving into the Age of Aquarius. If you think 20 years ago, no one would care. All we would care about, you know, where is the cheapest place I can get this item? You wouldn't care who made it, how was it made. People had no awareness of this. It's going to be really, really a big, big shift, change over these next 2,000 years. Over the last few years, changes have slowly been happening. So now specifically about the Great Conjunction, I'm going to read some stuff first. So what is the Great Conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter? Saturn will meet Jupiter an exact degree of 0.29 in Aquarius on the 21st December of 2020, the same day as the solstice gateway, to create a potent conjunction that will catalyze a new era of growth and evolution for humanity across the coming years. And it's going to be all about humanitarian rights. When Saturn and Jupiter meet, this is known as a Great Conjunction, and will cause a major change to structures and society and our cultural beliefs, ideals, norms, and manifested experiences. Reorientation away from capitalism and the patriarchy, as we revise and re-envision how we work, how we socialize, and how we operate as a society and culture. This conjunction will help us to purge the collective unconscious of frequencies and thought forms that have kept us suppressed and limited. Almost like we start as a blank slate. This shift wipes everything that we had in our subconscious, all of the predisposed ideas, the schemas in our mind of how things work, how things are supposed to be in this world, that is almost in a way to say it's going to be wiped clean, and we are starting to build from new. This will help us to create new structures and a type of society that fosters and facilitates more unity, compassion, freedom, and equality. All the systems and structures are going to be slowly broken down and rebuilt from new. A chance to make a massive, massive change. So there's going to be a paradigm shift in society where we begin to rebuild and restabilize our lives. A new era triggered based on truth, justice, and ethics. Expect for a global refocus towards health and security. If you are Virgo rising or Aries rising, or what it means for you, what do the next 20 years mean for you? How will this affect you? So, but that would take a very long time to go through. I'm kind of just making this video what this means for us as humanity as a whole. Based on all of this knowledge that we have now about what's happening tomorrow, there's going to be very, very powerful energy caused by this great conjunction, which in a way allows miracles to happen. So historically, during this great conjunction, kings were born, leaders were born, the greatest ideas were born during this same conjunction of the planet of Jupiter and Saturn. It's a time for the greatest ideas, miracles to be born, and we take that metaphorically. If a person is born under this conjunction, in history that these people had a very successful, great life. They were either leaders, innovators, really made a difference to the world. So if we take this metaphorically, it can also be the birth of a great idea. It can be the birth of a plan, a business plan, something that you wanted to start for a long time, but you didn't have the courage, you weren't ready. So take this day to really, really manifest what you want to achieve. Let your idea be born to something that you really, really, really want to happen in your life. Tomorrow, 21st of December 2020, is the best time for you to do this. So for example, you can register your business, create a business name, create, a pamphlet, leaflet, flyer for your business, announce your business idea or plan to your friends, your family. Use this day to create something amazing. So whatever you create, start, begin on this day under the great conjunction. It's very, very likely to succeed because of the energies that we have from these planets. Jupiter is all about fortune, luck, expansion, big, great things. Jupiter on its own, it can kind of give you unrealistic expectations, which a lot of the time, under the influence of Jupiter, we will really feel and believe that we can do these massive, great things, but it can usually be quite unrealistic. So we will aim too high and then it won't happen and we'll be disappointed. But because it's in conjunction with Saturn, like I said, is a very, very grounded planet. It's about the ground, metaphorically and physically. It's about the grounding. So Saturn helps to ground Jupiter. So it means that we will have these great, big, fortunate ideas, that the bigger picture of what we can achieve. And we will aim high, but Saturn will keep us grounded, which means it's really the best time to manifest something that you really, really want to create or achieve or attract. Take some time tomorrow to write down your goal. It's actually the best time to write down your New Year's resolutions, not on the 31st of December, not on the 1st of January, but on the 21st of December. And it's the winter solstice, so it actually means that finally we are returning to the sun. The days are going to start getting long. It's all on this one day, December 21st, so it's the most powerful day for you to write down your goals, your resolutions, your dreams. Even if they seem too large to achieve, now is the time. Now is the best time to really move towards that and start creating. It's really a good time to meditate. I mean, meditation means different things to different people. It really doesn't mean you have to sit in silence for an hour in a certain pose and listen to gong music. It doesn't mean that. Meditation can mean just, being in silence, writing, journaling, and thinking, allowing your thoughts to come through to you. Because when we're still, a lot of people find it hard to meditate, because when you're still, you have so many thoughts in your head. But the point is, allow them to flow. What is your being trying to tell you? What do you feel? What do you know? You will be able to feel much, much more you didn't really understand before. So this type of energy will just allow us to have that knowing. And if you really can tune into that energy, you will definitely be able to feel it tomorrow, this huge, huge shift. If you can, it's really recommended to fast, or either juice fast or eat light like fruits, and really keep your body, your vessel light, because our body, like I said, is the vessel for these energies to enter. And if your body is light, you will be much more able to feel these energies. When you eat a lot and you feel heavy, you wouldn't really be in the mindset of meditating or really thinking and feeling. Anyway, do what works for you. These are just ideas and what can help you make the most of this magical, 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 amazing day. I could say so much more on this topic, but anyway, if you've been speaking to me over the last few weeks, you've probably heard some things that I've said about this. But anyway, I just wanted to send this to everyone today so you can sort of prepare and make some time tomorrow in really feeling these energies and using them to manifest greatness in your life. So all the best, and if you have any questions, obviously ask me. I'm here to discuss all of this. Yeah, feel free to ask me anything you want. And you know, I'm not really used to filming videos like this, so it might be a bit awkward in places, but that's not the point. My point is to really, really share this with the people that I care about, because I don't want anyone to miss out on these powerful, powerful shifts and energies, and I want you to be aware of and, you know, really use this to create something great.